Hello to you. I'm Edward Dow Bartling, and I hope you're having a brighter summer day. I hope that you're enjoying God's handiwork, and you're going to get out and experience God's handiwork. You know, the older I get, the more that I think. And I think about the pages in my book of life. I was much older then. I'm younger than that now. I think of the word persuasion. And I think of the word persistence. You know, God's handiwork, nature, provides us with an example of persistence. Behind me is our yard. And you can see it's pretty clean. You see, we have a group that is persistent. That persistent group is a group of squirrels. There are 5 little squirrels. And believe me, they're persistent. They pick up these pine cones and they pile them in one particular area, storing up for the winter, being persistent. The older I get, the more I think of the word persistent. And in my life's chapter of that book, there's a chapter called Uncle Leo. You see, Uncle Leo had a dairy farm in Bridgewater, South Dakota. Having that dairy farm, Uncle Leo was persistent. He made sure that we were there to milk the cows in the morning and milk the cows in the evening. You see, some summers I got to spend on the farm a little bit with my cousins on Uncle Leo's dairy farm. Uncle Leo always seemed to have a particular job set up for us. That was the stone boat. Now you may say, what's a stone boat on a dairy farm? Well, you see, it's like a raft. It's made of wood, and at the end it's kind of got a chain, and that chain is then hooked to a little Ford tractor. And we would go out into the field, and we would be persistent, like those little squirrels, persistent gathering stones. We would pick up stones from the field so they wouldn't hurt the equipment. Now, there were big stones, like you see right here, and there were small stones. Now, the big stones, we had to work together. We were persistent and had teamwork that we would work, sometimes many hours, to get one stone onto the stone boat. Now, once it was on the stone boat, we then, with the tractor, took the stone boat to a particular part of the field, and that's where we made the stone pile. You see before me here, a little bit of a stone pile here. You see, in the years that we've lived here, we've gathered stones right here in my own field and gathered the stones and piled them up. Persistent. Persistence. Special word. You know, being persistent will not only just help yourself, but many times it'll help others. Let me give you a little example on that. Dr. Jean Carroll was driving her fairly new car. You see, it was a 1917 Model T. Not many models there, or you had to like the color black also. But she was driving that Model T, and she was driving down the road, and she almost, according to her, almost died because she was forced off the road when a truck was coming down the road. Well, she thought to herself, there has got to be something that needs to be done that makes it more safe on the road. And she thought about it. And she thought, let's put a center line down the middle of the road. The right side is mine, and the other side is the other driver's going the other direction. And she sent her suggestion to the Department of Transportation in California. They looked at the cost of it, and they said, no, thank you, but we don't think so. Dr. Jean Carroll was persistent. And today, we have our center line. In fact, some of the newer cars will use the lines on the highway to actually help you remain safer all the time that you're driving there. Being persistent can help not only yourself, but many times others. Persistence. So today, as you're enjoying God's handiwork, listening to God's handiwork, think of the word persistence. As you drive down the road and see that center line, think of persistence. As you look at a nice, beautiful farm field and you happen to check in a corner and there is a pile of rocks, think of the word persistence. And until we meet again, I want you to have yourself a good and godly day. After all, how can it be a good day if it's not a godly one? You take